Hey, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Johnny E. from Philly Rock Radio.
And you're about to get cooking
with Frankie Meatball.
Welcome to Cooking with Frankie Meatball. Today, I'm here with my man Lou and the winner of the 2021 Meatball. Lou, thanks for having me over to your house. Heidi, congratulations, guys. I know it's very hard for the judges to pick a winner because everybody brought it, but hey, there's got to be a winner, right?
We were so psyched to win the trophy. I'm very proud of it. The ribs just turned out good that day. We got a little bit lucky, a little bit of skill, and it was fun though. That's all that matters.
It was really fun. Our competition was tough. I was
Tough.
tasting all the different offerings and
Especially mainly barbecue, walking around with all that barbecue with his.
Yeah, I was ready to hang it up at that point. We looked at each other and go, oh, we might as well just go home now.
So today we're making a crusty honey wheat beer bread. We used leftover wort from a brew that we made about 2 brews ago. It was an imperial stout. So what we do is we saved some of the runnings before we fermented it. That's what they call wort. Basically what happens is when you steep the grains in hot water, that releases all the sugars, all the enzymes, kind of convert them to start with the sugars and get it ready for the yeast to eat. So we take this wort and we're going to substitute it for the water in this bread recipe. It really gives it kind of a nice complexity, and I like it. From start to finish, it takes about 2.5 hours, but it's a lot of waiting. It's a lot of sitting around waiting for the bread to rise.
Well, then you drink your beer while you wait.
That's it, man. That's it.
Just like the ribs.
That's it. Hurry up and wait, but as long as you got beer, it's fun.
There we go. All right, let's get started.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the liquid in our mixer here, our bowl mixer. So this is the sweet wort. So in the liquid here, the first thing that we put in is the sweet wort. You want to make sure this is a little bit lukewarm, so we nuked it for about a minute or so. We're about 105 degrees. That's important because when we go ahead and we add the bread yeast in, if it's too cold, the yeast won't rise the bread. So we want to make sure
pretty much this is going to activate your yeast.
Yes. All right, the next thing we put in is about a tablespoon of honey. It's a honey wheat bread, so it gives it a really, really nice honey sweetness. This is Fruitwood Orchards. This is Pine Barren honey. We like to use all local products. This is really, really good stuff.
Fresher the better, right?
Absolutely.
So which sandwiches you usually make on this bread?
My favorite on this bread, I made a ham and Swiss. It was really good.
Oh, like a ham and Swiss?
Yeah. Ham and Swiss sandwich is very simple, but it would
How
be...
about like a Reuben?
I was just going to say, man, it would be good with a Reuben. Yep.
The Swiss cheese, and Russian dressing, and sauerkraut.
No doubt. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to add about a tablespoon of canola oil.
So we got a tablespoon of honey, tablespoon of oil.
Oil into a cup and a half of the wort. Yep.
Very nice.
The next thing that goes into our liquid mixture is about a teaspoon of sugar.
Teaspoon of sugar.
Gives it a little more food for the yeast to eat, and a punch of salt. So and we're just going to whisk this up. So we just use 1 packet of the Fleischmann's Rapid Rise, very standard yeast you can buy in any grocery store. We're going to mix our dry ingredients now. It's very simple. It's 3 different flours. We have 1 cup of bread flour, and then a cup and a half of whole wheat flour.
Okay.
A cup of rye flour. Rye gives it like a nice like spiciness, not like a hot spiciness, but just a very complex kind of round spiciness to the bread. All right, so
We'll stick together.
we're just going to stir, make sure it's well incorporated. So now we're going to add our dry ingredients to our wet ingredients. We're going to add the flour in pretty slowly, about a half a cup at a time. That way it just gives the mixer a chance to incorporate evenly.
Could you use your hands?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. As long as you get it well incorporated, I mean, using your hands is going to be tough because this is going to sit here and spin for 8 to 10 minutes. So, okay, so we're going to keep on adding flour a little bit at a time until the dough starts to kind of wrap around the hook and kind of pull away from the bowl on its own. Now the dough is going to be sticky. It's going to be pretty sticky, and when you pull it out of there, it's going to have a little residue on your hands. But we want that because that means those glutens are nice and activated, and it's going to be a nice chewy bread. Right after this is done kneading for about 8 to 10 minutes, we're going to pull it out of the bowl and let it rest for an hour to rise. Okay, so the dough has thoroughly mixed. We're going to step the speed up on the KitchenAid a little bit, let it go for about 8 to 10 minutes to really get those glutens activated so we have a nice chewy bread.
So instead of kneading by hand, you're just going to leave it in there for 8 to 10 minutes.
Yep, we're just going to let the mixer do the work.
All right, so it's done kneading. We're gonna rest it for how long?
Yeah, so we're gonna stick it in a bowl, cover it, let it sit for about an hour, and let it rise. Okay, so the dough's been sitting for about an hour now. It's doubled in size, and we're gonna get ready to knead it and get it ready for the oven. So we're just gonna pop it out of the bowl here, and essentially we're just gonna knead it until it reaches the right consistency and until we get a nice kind of football shape. This process just ensures that the dough is at the right consistency, so when it comes out of the oven, it'll be just right. Just putting a little cornmeal on the board, make sure that it doesn't stick.
And there you go.
It's just gonna sit there for about 40 minutes and it'll be ready to go in the oven. So we're just gonna put a couple of horizontal slits in. Get a nice sharp knife because this dough is still a little sticky. And they don't have to be deep, maybe a quarter inch, half inch. And then we're just gonna throw some oats on top and throw it in the oven.
Where'd you get your oats, Louis?
Well, since you asked, Keg and Barrel Lumber Supply, Berlin, New Jersey.
So, all right, this is ready to go in the oven, right?
That's right.
You preheat your oven?
Preheated to 450.
450. How long do you preheat your oven on 450? Because you're going to throw this right on a pizza stone, correct?
Right, so we're using a pizza stone, that way it gives it a nice crusty bottom. The pizza stone's been in there for about 20 minutes. You want to make sure that pizza stone keeps through and through, because if it doesn't, it's going to stick to it. We're going to bake it at 450 for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to bump the heat down to 375 for about another 30.
So 450 makes a nice crust.
That's right.
375 cooks the middle.
You got it.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's go to the oven.
All right.
All right, so 20 minutes are up at 450. We're going to check it out, see how she looks. Starting to get that really, really nice crust on top. Beautiful color. And we're going to bump the oven down to 375 and let her go for another 30 minutes.
Let's see the love.
Nice and crusty. Oh, it's steamed.
Check that out, guys. Look at that, huh? Oh, nice and warm.
Cheers, buddy.
Salud. It reminds me of rye bread so much, guys. It's got that nice crunch to it. I can go for a Reuben. Very good. Hats off, man.
Thank you, sir.
Really good recipe.
Thanks for coming by.
Lou, again, thanks for inviting me over to your house, and congratulations, guys, on winning the first ever Frankie Meatball Rip-Off. If you like what you saw, hit like and subscribe. Turn on that bell notification button so you get notified every Wednesday when I put out a new video. Well, let me ask you, do you have like a website? Because you know you brew beer. Do you have a website or a Instagram page that they can look you
We're
up?
on Facebook, Push Beats Brewworks on Facebook. Follow us.
Follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and now TikTok. A couple little videos. I'm making more, get easy, guys. Don't yell at me now. Follow us on TikTok, guys. And I'm going to tell you, you got to check out PhillyRockRadio.com. They play everything from the forefathers to the band Modes of Rock. You know what, guys? I don't know. We gotta make some sandwiches. Here we go. I'm gonna tell you. Until next time. Forget about it, huh? It's a Frankie Meatball production.